So I'm Lionel, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Neoplants. So we're a biotechnology company, and we're working on the first generation of bioengineered plants to fight air pollution. So Neoplants are a very complex product, but one of the things we do very often is that we look in nature for organisms that are able to use pollutants as energy source. And we study those organisms and we then extract the genetic code that is enabling them to do that. Then we adapt this code and we put it into a plant so that the plant develops this great function that no other plant has. So the first problem we're addressing is indoor air pollution, which is 2 to 5 times higher than outdoor and related to a specific type of pollutants called VOCs, or volatile organic compounds. They come from a lot of the things we all have indoors, paints on the walls, pieces of furniture, or even household products that we use on a daily basis constantly emit these pollutants indoors, where we spend 90% of our time, unfortunately. So we use synthetic biology to develop a new type of plant you could have in your home that is able to capture and eliminate in a very efficient way those pollutants. Neoplants don't just store the pollutants, but they turn them into water, sugar, and oxygen. Over the past 12 months, we assembled a team of incredible scientists coming from all over the world, from some of the best labs in our field. It's a combination of a lot of different disciplines that we usually don't find in a normal academic lab. For example, we have microbiology sitting next to molecular biology, metabolism engineering, protein engineering. All those things combined is usually not something you would find in a regular lab, which is what makes what we do powerful. Our job at Neoplants is to really study nature and understand it better so that we can build great products that are based on biology to solve big problems. This is what we're trying to do, and this is why it's important. Because I think we've had enough machines and factories and chemistry and stuff, whereas biology, in my view, is the only way forward.
I'm Ying, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Plantik Biosciences. So Plantik is an ag biotech startup, and we are building the next generation plant breeding technologies. Our dream is to create a new plant variety 10 times faster compared to traditional conventional breeding techniques. So plant breeding is a very lengthy and costly process. It usually takes many years and costs hundreds and thousands of dollars to do. Unfortunately for us, we don't have the luxury today to wait such a long time for changes to happen. We know that food production is increasing at half the speed that's needed. Climate change is affecting further our plants' production, affecting our habitat as well. So we need to innovate in the way we make new plants right now to react to those increasing challenges. The first plant we chose is hemp. So we chose hemp because it is a truly versatile, multi-purpose plant that mankind has used for thousands of years to feed, clothe, and heal us. After forgetting about it for more than 80 years, we're now rediscovering this plant in various sectors. Just to give a few examples, it is a great alternative protein source. It is a great material for bioplastics. It can also provide treatments for patients in need. So we are trying to contribute to a greener world for sure, and we are also trying to contribute to the scenario where we can design and create a plant like how we design and create a car today with the same amount of efficiency, precision, and elegance.
Donc, je suis Alain Bras, le CEO de la société Quantiq, avec mon cofondateur qui est Fabien Niel, lui le CTO. On s'est rencontrés chez Entrepreneur First il y a 1 an maintenant. On va transformer n'importe quelle caméra ou webcam ou smartphone en device médical, typiquement pour faire de la télémesure ou pour faire du diagnostic. Donc exemple, juste avec une caméra, maintenant, on pourrait juste te regarder et puis connaître ton rythme cardiaque, ta fréquence respiratoire, ton taux d'oxygène ou ta pression sanguine. Alors, ce qui se passe, c'est concrètement avec la caméra, on va pouvoir voir des différences très sensibles qu'on ne voit pas à l'œil nu. Et quand le cœur bat, le taux d'oxygène dans le sang change. Quand le taux d'oxygène dans le sang change, les fréquences de lumière qui sont absorbées sont aussi différentes. Et en fait, ça va faire que la couleur de la peau va changer. Et donc nous, on va regarder les variations de couleur de peau. On est dans un problème de sécurité sanitaire très important. Il faut faire quelque chose. Donc il y en a qui vont mettre des caméras thermiques, on va mettre des masques. Là, on met en place des tablettes. Il va y en avoir d'ailleurs à la station F, avec certes une caméra thermique parce qu'on en a besoin, mais où chacun pourra s'auto-évaluer. Alors c'est pas pour empêcher les gens de passer, c'est pour permettre à chacun d'aller voir est-ce que ma fréquence respiratoire elle est trop élevée. Et donc c'est vraiment du volontariat. À la base, quand on a voulu faire Quantiq, on n'avait pas de notion médicale. On n'avait même pas de réseau médical. En fait, on n'avait rien de tout ça et pourtant on voulait absolument travailler là-dedans. C'était vraiment ce qu'il fallait qu'on fasse. Certains vont dire que c'est très classique, on voulait vraiment aider des gens. Un des premiers cas d'utilisation qu'on va avoir, ce sera dans un orphelinat en RDC. Donc le but n'est pas que d'aider en France, c'est vraiment pas le sujet. Pour faire ce qu'on fait, il ne faut pas juste connaître la partie médicale, il faut très bien connaître aussi la physique, parce que derrière c'est de la modélisation. Et c'est la raison pour laquelle en fait on peut y arriver. L'objectif, c'est que demain, n'importe qui puisse juste regarder son téléphone pour pouvoir avoir un état de sa santé. Ça vraiment c'est l'idée. Ça c'est un objectif d'une certaine façon pour un utilisateur lambda, mais il n'y a pas que ça. L'objectif aussi, il est de pouvoir avoir une solution qui soit économique pour tout le monde, dans les hôpitaux, aux urgences, pour le médecin et pour chacun.
Benoit, co-founder and CEO of Fairbrics. We convert CO2 into polyester, the most used material of the fashion industry. Last year, I joined a program in Station F and I met Taufik, my co-founder, and we built Fairbrics. It's a startup that is converting CO2 into polyester fiber for the fashion industry. So we imitate what nature does so well. The trees, they capture CO2 and they convert it into natural fiber. We are doing the same in the lab using electricity. The fashion industry is one of the most polluting ones. It's about 10% of the CO2 emission, and moreover, it's a fast-growing industry. And even with the COVID, it's planned that by 2050, it's going to be responsible for 1/4 of the global emission of CO2. It's more than the most polluting country today, China, and it's more than France, Germany, and the UK aggregate. Our mission is to create new solutions for designers and creators to make them able to create new garments, new fashion without harming the environment. Having a product that is not going to harm the environment, but is going to regenerate it. So right now we are at the lab scale. We've got a lab fully functional, close to Versailles, and we are scaling up. We are building a new lab. Our goal is to reach a milestone of 1 kilogram per day by the end of the year, and we want to launch our project in 2022 as a small capsule. We are producing polyester. So basically, we buy CO2 from the industry of CO2 that has been directly captured from the air, and we make some chemical reaction to convert it into the chemicals that are used to manufacture polyester, and we've got partners that convert these chemicals into polyester.
Bonjour, je suis Paul, cofondateur et président de Cueillette Urbaine. Alors chez Cueillette Urbaine, on développe, on conçoit et on installe des projets de ferme urbaine qui peuvent être productifs. Dans ce cas-là, toute la production des fruits et légumes qui est réalisée sur le toit en ville, elle va dans les supermarchés, dans des restaurants. Ça peut être des projets plus ornementaux. Dans ce cas-là, on crée des véritables jardins comestibles qui viennent justement embellir des terrasses pour des entreprises ou des collectivités. Alors là, on vient d'installer un projet dans le 20e arrondissement, ça s'appelle l'Arche Végétale. On est sur le toit de l'école de cuisine du chef Thierry Marx. Sur ce projet-là, on est environ sur 850 mètres carrés et on produit quasiment 7 tonnes de fruits et légumes sur le lieu. Sur une année, ça fait quasiment entre 100 et 200 repas. Alors, chez Cueillette Urbaine, on dit qu'on produit l'agriculture urbaine, elle doit être productive, qu'elle doit dépolluer la ville et qu'elle doit créer du lien social. L'intérêt, déjà, c'est de produire en local, de pouvoir délivrer des fruits et légumes qui sont au maximum de leur maturité et donc tout leur pouvoir nutritif. Ensuite, les dépollutions de la ville, ça permet d'abord d'améliorer la qualité de l'air. Comme on va diminuer le transport, on va diminuer l'émission de CO2. Ensuite, on va pouvoir améliorer la gestion du cycle de l'eau, on va faire de la rétention d'eau et donc on va moins dégager d'eau au niveau de la ville, elle aura moins d'eau à traiter et donc il y aura moins de crues qui vont se passer aux alentours de Paris. Troisième chose, c'est la gestion des déchets. On va réutiliser les déchets de la ville pour en faire du compost qu'on va réutiliser nous dans nos techniques. Déjà sur les fermes urbaines, on ne produit pas de légumes racines, donc on a des techniques en fait de production soit de l'aéroponie ou de l'aquaponie ou du bac. On va plutôt produire soit des courges, soit des concombres, tomates, poivrons et tout ce qui est herbes aromatiques et légumes feuilles. Donc c'est-à-dire qu'on va pas faire déjà tout ce qui est pommes de terre, typiquement les carottes, ce que beaucoup de gens consomment au final dans les restaurants. Mais par contre sur la production de légumes feuilles et des légumes fruits, ce qu'on appelle légumes fruits, là par contre on peut fournir tout un restaurant pour les écoles de cuisine de Thierry Marx. Là on leur fournit tous leurs légumes feuilles, tous leurs fleurs comestibles, une grande partie de leurs tomates et de leurs concombres. Dans la vision de la vigne, on veut vraiment qu'il y ait du végétal partout, à la fois sur les façades, donc sur la 5e façade, déjà ce qu'on appelle la 5e façade où on sale le toit, mais aussi sur les façades verticales où là aussi on peut végétaliser, on peut faire beaucoup de choses. Et effectivement, on peut produire en ville, ça permettra derrière de dépolluer la ville, d'avoir des villes beaucoup plus propres. Et après il y a le côté social effectivement qui est très important dans l'agriculture urbaine. Il faut bien voir qu'aujourd'hui l'alimentaire, c'est un clivage social. Les gens qui ont de l'argent, ils arrivent très bien à se nourrir et facilement avec du bio et des produits de qualité. Et ceux qui ont moins d'argent, mais ils n'y arrivent pas. Et l'agriculture urbaine, elle permet aussi de rationaliser et surtout d'être plus juste en termes de distribution de fruits et légumes. Tout le monde ait accès à une alimentation saine.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm the founder of Intimately. We create a marketplace for women with disabilities to shop. So we're working with the newest technology for easy dressing with magnets and Velcro and redoing simple garments like the bra and underwear so that anyone can get dressed. So for many disabled women, it is so hard to get dressed. You can imagine being in a wheelchair or a chronic illness warrior or being an amputee and just putting clothing on, doing fasteners, putting things over your head, putting pants on one leg at a time is so difficult. If you don't have a lot of mobility or you're struggling with just general dexterity, you can simply put the bra together like this. It's super easy to get on. So it's such a difference than the traditional J-hook in the back. And we also don't sacrifice fashion. We believe that everyone, whether you're able-bodied or disabled, you deserve to feel beautiful, sexy, and included. And it also, lingerie has a lot to do with your self-confidence, your sexuality, your desirability. So we're starting with lingerie. And there are a few people that have been making lingerie, but they're really small mom and pop shops. I wasn't satisfied entirely with their quality, with their function, or their fashion. And now, after doing that for a year, we've been featured in Forbes, Entrepreneur, Pop Sugar, Bust, the Boston Globe, a few other publications. Now we're ready to launch and our own line that's even more functional and even more fashionable.
Je m'appelle Mathieu, j'ai cofondé Echocube avec Alexis Moreau, ingénieur généraliste et IT. Et notre objectif, nous, c'est de protéger les écosystèmes aquatiques. Chez Echocube, on est une boîte de hardware, on développe des robots capables d'intercepter les déchets sur l'eau avant qu'ils atteignent l'océan. Des pollutions à la fois des macroplastiques, des macrodéchets en global, mais aussi des pollutions plus biologiques, comme les cyanobactéries. En fait, on a un robot qui fait 4 mètres par 2, qui est accroché à une berge, et on a breveté un système pour amener les déchets flottants jusqu'à lui. Ça ramasse donc les déchets flottants et les déchets entre deux eaux sur des surfaces allant de 200 mètres à 500 mètres carrés maximal. Aujourd'hui, on est sur notre premier prototype fonctionnel qui est installé au bassin de la Villette et qui commence déjà à ramasser ses premiers déchets. Tout le sujet, tout l'enjeu, il est d'intercepter les déchets avant qu'il soit trop tard finalement. Mais c'est pas seulement une action de collecte qu'il faut mener, c'est aussi une action de sensibilisation et je pense que les écocubes sont justement l'outil idéal pour ramasser et communiquer. Il y a déjà 1800 kg de déchets qu'on atteint l'océan. Chaque seconde où on parle, c'est 206 kg de déchets qui atteignent l'océan via majoritairement les fleuves. Une autre comparaison, 206 kg, c'est comme si deux gars comme moi sautaient en permanence chaque seconde dans l'eau. Voilà, c'est cette masse que ça représente. Donc c'est énorme. Notre cible principale, c'est les collectivités. Donc aujourd'hui, voilà, la mairie de Paris en priorité, et on est en train de rencontrer d'autres collectivités françaises pour installer des écocubes un peu partout.
I'm the founder and CEO of 15 Tech. So 15 Tech is a matching platform to connect women in tech with their lives. So that means it could be companies, it could be peers, it could be investors. So what we want to achieve is to achieve 50% of women in tech by 2050. And we need for that to connect them, to give them visibility and match them with the best ecosystem to succeed in terms of career or business. There's no women in tech. So basically, we have only 10% of female co-founder and they receive only 3% of all the venture capital. So it's a necessity and emergency to connect them with peers and committed companies. So that means created opportunities to succeed in tech really and with companies who really understand the value of diversity and inclusion. As a member, so as a woman in tech for example, I can just register and sign up for free on 15 Tech. I put my skills and interests and I can match with people or ecosystem. So based really on my skills and my interests. So we have really a huge huge success because a lot of tech companies and scale-ups are saying to us, you know what, that's exactly what we want. We want efficiency. We don't want female washing anymore. We want to achieve with the concrete tools to help us just to boost the pipeline. And what we offer finally is the best qualified pipeline of women working in the tech industry now. So that's exactly across Europe and also outside Europe. So it's not a woman working network only between women. It won't work. We need to have male investors, male recruiters with that. So the vision is to have, 50% of women in tech, but why? Because we are 52% of humanity, and without that, how can we just invent the future?
So hi, Harry. Thanks so much for joining us.
No, I'm really happy to be here. I'm Harry Halpin, the co-founder and CEO of Nym Technologies. We're a Station F startup, and we're a privacy startup. And the important thing about privacy is that the internet was not designed with privacy even in mind. So whenever I send you a packet, I send it to you, and you send some back, and the timing and volume of those packets, as my former mentor at MIT, Sandy Pentland, says, can reveal up to 80% of your behavior and be used to predict that behavior and leak all sorts of valuable secrets. And even a VPN leaks all that kinds of information, or even Tor. So what we built after worked at Université de Paris as a researcher, working on next generation encryption technologies and mixed networking, is that we built what's called a mixed network. And this mixed network, basically, if you imagine the packet's a card, I get the card, I wait for a few other packets. It's like getting a few other cards. I mix them. And by mixing those packets then are basically disguised because they're also encrypted, and then they can be sent to the receiver or multiple receivers, and that disguises who's talking to who and when. And that's something that the internet's never been able to do before, and that's, we think, a huge victory for R&D. And now the job of Nym Technologies is to take all this research and development we did in France and Switzerland and other countries and commercialize it into making a startup that can really build a privacy platform to make data protection real for all users.
This is super interesting. So how can I access something like Nym Technologies? Like, who would be your client? Would it be like, the average person, or is it a company, a government?
Yeah, well, the answer is all of the above. So a lot of users use VPNs, for example, to access when Trump, for example, tries to block TikTok, to access videos. So we do imagine certain, what I call power users, could use Nym. But to be honest, our go-to-market strategy is based around partnerships. So we already have a partnership with Blockstream, which is one of the largest Bitcoin companies. And partnerships are kind of in the works with web browsers. Even Ben Laurie, the security czar of Google, just joined our board. And these are all companies or governments or enterprises that have valuable data that want to hide when that data is communicated between different servers, or they have applications, they have consumers, they give to consumers, they want to hide the consumer's communication to them.
I want to ask you, so we all know, everyone I think in the audience probably knows about, privacy issues that we have on the internet, but how big really is this issue, and how much of it can Nym help solve?
So privacy is a huge and growing market. So cryptocurrency, let's take a look at cryptocurrency. It's about $1 billion. But however, 1/4 of people in the entire world have used the VPN. That's billions of people. And then data protection is at least 66 billion and not growing. So there's all sorts of real companies already handing out money to solve privacy problems. So the problem is most of that money is going to lawyers who then basically help them negotiate the fine lower or make irritating pop-ups when you go, click on a website. You gotta click what cookies you allow. And what we want to do is we want to make a kind of out-of-the-box technological solution that can scale and that's easy to use. And we think that problem is actually a really big problem, not just because of governments, but also because, again, even if you don't think you have anything to hide, as Snowden and Moxie put it, you do almost always have something to hide. You never know when something you say or do on the internet can be used against you. And we don't have a good solution there that's, to be honest, ran by a business and customer friendly.
Thank you so much, Harry, for talking with us.
Okay, thank you. And it's great to see you, Cindy. And I hope to see you again soon. And hopefully next year the conference is in person.
I'm Emmanuel Bilbao, I'm the co-founder of Posos. Posos is a team of pharmacists and engineers aiming to help physicians always make the best treatment decision. We started from a very simple observation that every day physicians are wondering what, among the thousands of existing treatments, would be the best one for their patients. But usually they have this question when being with their patients, which means they have no time to open books or search on internet. What they need at that moment is simple answers to make the right decision. That's why at Posos we use artificial intelligence to transform the whole knowledge about medication into answers that are usable in clinical practice, even for complex patients cases, and also very personalized based on patient profile. For instance, physicians easily find the treatment that cause side effects today with Posos, and even find the better option for the patients to improve their health. Posos is very simple to use on a mobile phone or a computer. It's available in French and soon in English. And we believe that by transforming the whole knowledge about medication into answers, we will greatly simplify the clinician practice, improve the decision they make for treatment, and also improve the health of every patient in the world.
Hi, Charlene and Philippine. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you tell us a bit more about Les Merveilloeufs?
So I am Philippine, the co-founder of Les Merveilloeufs with Sherilyn, and the aim of our startup is to develop a vegan egg. So it's a substitute for chicken's egg, but it's only plant-based, and we really wanted to imitate the chicken egg, so we can cook it the same way, and it has the same nutritional values.
Why is it important to find this replacement? Like, what challenge are you solving?
As we are both biologists, we wanted to imitate the egg with the different functionalities of egg, because eggs are everywhere in a different recipe. Like there is sweet recipe or salty recipe, and we can use egg for cakes or for fried egg for different recipes. We wanted to produce these different functionalities.
We wanted to create a product who would be able to make their daily life easier.
And where can I find Les Merveilloeufs today if I want to get my hands on them?
So actually we are at the end of development, so our product is not commercialized yet. We really wanted to improve some of the white functionalities, and we hope to be able to begin commercialization at the beginning of next year, and it will be first in restaurants, first in France, but we hope to be able to go in the rest of Europe soon.